is one of the entrepreneurs from Singapore who have here set up in Vietnam. So he'll be sharing with us his perspective. I see some questions also in the chat, and we'll be addressing it in the upcoming panel. So our next guest speaker, Gilbert, he's going to join us in this panel. Is the founder of 9city9, and he has successfully set up in Ho Chi Minh. So Gilbert is actually the co-founder and CEO of 9city9 Vietnam, with previous proven experience as a startup operator, an erstwhile accountant, a full-stack marketer, and aspiring full-stack developer. So Gilbert seeks to change the world one step at a time, and is now pursuing a lifelong dream of starting and sustaining two businesses to create impact in this world. All right, let's welcome Gilbert on screen, and also welcome Dr. Netla on screen as well. Okay. All right, Gilbert, join us.
Yep. Hi. Can you?
All right. Yes. Can we have Dr. Netla to join us as well? Come on
Yes.
screen. Yes, great. Okay, all right. Let's take this opportunity to also hear from the attendees some of the key questions. And maybe I'll pose a question to Gilbert first. Since Gilbert, okay, so maybe Gilbert, share with us. I mean, you started off your business in Singapore and you expanded into Vietnam. Share with us your experience, Gilbert, and yeah, what are some of the things that foreign businesses or investors should look out for? Yep.
Hey, hi everyone. So thanks Renee and Hashtag for inviting me to this event. So very grateful to be here. Grateful to meet esteemed people as well of varying knowledge base here as well. So for me, I started 9city9 about 4 years ago. Expanded to actually started in Vietnam specifically. Before that, why I started 9city9 was doing a digital agency, helping clients to build website, mobile app. So when I was in Vietnam, 2016, early 2016, then I find it pretty difficult to hire developers. I think back then I didn't know the existing system pretty well, like Vietnam Works or Career Builder. I thought they were pretty opaque, and I also don't really understand Vietnamese language pretty well. So I thought, why not start my own, kind of like a recruitment channel. It started from a Facebook group, and it grew then to like 10,000 people. So when it grew past that milestone of 10,000 people in a Facebook group, that I thought I got something. So I formally started 9city9 in Vietnam with a local partner. And since then, been helping companies in the region to hire tech developers, mainly programmers in Vietnam. And we also do offshore them in Vietnam as well. Yep.
Okay, great. Gilbert, we have a question here from one of the attendees. So any one of you could actually answer this, right? Besides having a cost-competitive labor force, how receptive are local Vietnamese companies in working with foreign SME companies from Singapore? Maybe Gilbert, you can share your perspective, and then followed by Mr. Dung, Nguyen, and Netla. Yeah.
Yeah, I think generally they are pretty receptive. Generally, the people I meet in Vietnam, they are very warm, they are very friendly, they are very open-minded, right? They don't mind working with people, with foreigners, with expats. They want to garner some knowledge. They want to get some gems from working with an external foreign partner. So generally, on the mindset wise, number one is they are receptive, I would say. Number two is they are starting to look outwards of the economy, like thinking of how to perhaps expand their business beyond that of the Vietnam borders. So I have a friend, not just from Singapore, but he's working with companies from the UK to help UK his UK partner clients to build a tech team in Vietnam. I've seen also local founders trying to reach out to companies in Singapore to see that, you know, how can they help Singapore companies to expand their tech developer base to help to manage the team in Vietnam. So generally, as speaking, I would think they are you know, pretty receptive in this sense.
I see. How about Dr. Le and also Mr. Nguyen? What are some of your thoughts? Are there certain industries that are more open than others in collaborating with foreign businesses or investors? Perhaps you could share your view with us.
Thank you, Ronnie and Gilbert. I also share with Gilbert that at the beginning everything might be difficult, but with time, well, you open the network in Facebook, in LinkedIn, you know people, and you ask your friend to introduce around, you can find the partners. When you have the partners, if you want to have a long-term establishment, like want to have a kid, then you set up a joint venture. If not, you just want to hang around, work with each other in 1 or 2 contracts, just sign a contract and share the profit accordingly. So there's no formal registration for such a contract, and just sign the contract. The problem from the contract is that it has to be enforceable, and therefore the applicable law and the arbitration clause would be important. And so in terms of arbitration, for the contract that value less than $10 million, I think Vietnam the International Arbitration Center is pretty good for that purpose. Higher than that, it could be, but depending on who are the arbitrators. So those are my comments and recommendation to consider Vietnam International Arbitration Center, because their cost is lower than let's say SIAC, and if you want to enforce it in Vietnam, then might also consider. I myself is a panelist, arbitrator of both SIAC, Singapore International Arbitration Center, or Vietnam International Arbitration Center. So I promote both institutions, SIAC and VIAC. I think Vietnamese at the beginning they're more receptive to VIAC. They don't know SIAC, but nowadays they're receptive to both. Applicable law. If you do business in Vietnam, basically you apply Vietnam law. There's no risk to apply Vietnam law. I mean, or any law that accept freedom of contract principle, because in the end, you ask for what is set in the contract. Vietnamese people mostly are people with integrity, and they will pay the money they own. I cannot say that everybody is like this, so you have to be careful, and therefore, to avoid litigation, you may think of some kind of security. Let's say if you lend the money, you need a guarantee, you need a pledge, you need a mortgage. That's normal. If you work together, share the work, get the profit, then you make sure who will issue the invoice and money go to what bank account. And if the bank account is better to be a joint account so that nobody will abuse your money. So of course, if you do business for a while, then you can be a little bit more relaxed. Or if the money is not too big, then don't be so harsh. But otherwise, I think that's like everywhere in the world.
Okay, all right. How about Dung? What's your take on this?
Okay, so I show that I think that Gilbert and Dr. Lei has already mentioned the key points. I just want to share that from my observation from practice, then I think that there should be no problem in terms of collaboration between the local business and the foreign ones, because we have been opening the market and we have been opening the market for the foreign investor for many years. So we have experience. So working with foreign investor is not something very strange to us already. So basically there should be no problem in terms. There's no problem or any restriction in terms of that. It's very safe collaboration because the foreign investor is also protected by the laws and the government of Vietnam also. So it should not be a problem for my practical view.
Right. Okay. There are three interesting questions from Mr. Terence Tan. They are operating in an IT and logistics company. So to Mr. Le and Nguyen, he would like to know, number one, what is the government direction towards IT development and progress in Vietnam? Number two, how is the trading import process for used IT equipment? For example, Cisco systems and US brands. And number three, can we operate within a residential place instead of an office space for initial steps? Okay, so let's start with the question one. What is the government direction towards IT development and progress in Vietnam? And also later on, Gilbert can also share with us your perspective on this, since you also have experience as an entrepreneur in this IT development, right? Okay, we'll start with Mr. Zoom and Dr. Le. Would you like to share what's your thought?
Dr. Lei, after you.
Oh, thank you. So the government direction toward IT development and progress in Vietnam. Yes, Vietnam is promoting IT for sure, IT development and especially the e-commerce and web service. Of course, you have to register your e-commerce website at the Ministry of Industry and Trade. But basically, the government is promoting it. The government, whether the government is promoting foreign e-commerce, like in any country, if you have an infant industry, they would like to promote the domestic first. So if you're talking, oh, I have a great idea about e-wallet and I want to register it in Vietnam, I want the State Bank of Vietnam to license it to me, it's not easy. It's not easy because obviously the government have to consider what if you take over the market, because when you control the IT and you have a super app like Grab, like Gojek, then you can control the whole market, and that leave no other room for local. So yeah, in those areas, the government might be more conservative. But if you're talking about software development, game development, or some ERP or network service that everybody need, and is the market is still big enough for everyone, so that the government would promote. Even you can have tax incentives if you provide software development services. As to the trading import process for use IT equipment, sorry, I'm not the expert myself in customs or import. I wouldn't know, but I believe that to import used equipment, you need to have some license, and that goes to some kind of restrictions. But as long as you can justify, and the government don't see that you import rubbish or waste to the country, that should be allowed. Can we operate with within a residential place instead of an office space? Well, the worst place is not clear to me. If it is an apartment, then the answer is no. But if it's a house, the answer is yes. So because if that is an apartment, is a project, and depending on how they describe the function, and you already accept that it's residential only, so you cannot register it as a head office. But if you say, can we operate? Then of course you can operate anywhere you want, in a garage, in a backyard, in a residential place. Yes, you can operate. But if you register as an office, that's another question. But I understand Mr. Zhu will give you more details on that. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Zhu. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Lei. So I'm gonna just want to add some minor comments. So the first one is that I don't think there's any kind of restriction for IT's company in Vietnam. It means that foreign investor can set up an IT company in Vietnam quite easily. Okay, just follow the standard process. Of course, that I mean that IT services are quite broad range. So there's a lot of services indeed, and maybe some special services like e-commerce or something like that may be required to obtain some special approval, like a sub-license from the competent authorities. But generally, then there should be no restriction for IT, for foreign IT companies to set up and operate legally in Vietnam. The second point is regarding the trading of used IT equipment. So it is allowed in Vietnam, subject to fulfillment of some required condition, because usually when you want to import the used technology or used equipment from overseas into Vietnam, then you will have to go to the custom. And when you go to the custom, so you will have to satisfy some required condition, such as that the used equipment should be up to certain standard as prescribed by the Vietnamese law. So as long as you can go through that kind of standard, then you should be able to import the used IT equipment into Vietnam for use and even for sale later. Okay, so the third one regarding the workplace, so I completely agree with Dr. Lee's comment. It means that basically, so you can use almost everywhere to register as your head office address, like even a virtual office, a co-working space office, a lease office, a house or something, but you cannot use a residential apartment to register as the office address, because it is currently not allowed by law. So basically, so just some.
What is your take? What is your take for? I mean, for both of you, Dr. Le and Mr. Zung, is with regards to remote working arrangements. So foreign companies hiring local Vietnamese to work. So with remote working, they are working from home, right? So what is the best arrangement? You think, okay, the foreign company should actually have a Vietnamese address. They should go to a third party offshoring, outsourcing type of companies to register the business or, the office, and then allow the employees to work from home and things like that. What's your best advice to do it right? Yeah. Maybe
Mr.
Dr.
Dung, after you.
Yeah.
Okay, so really, I understand your question as follows. The foreign the Vietnamese subsidiary will sign a labor contract with employee, and then they will let him work from home or something like that. So is it possible to do that? And am I understanding correctly your question?
Yes, so they could hire Vietnamese.
Actually, that in terms of working place, then the Vietnamese
offices, right? now, time they will want to acquire talent.
Sorry, Rin, but I didn't get your point because the signal was have been very weak. Can you repeat again? Hello.
Okay. Yeah.
Hello.
This is better. Yes. Would like me to repeat? Yeah. Okay. I was just saying that, you know, at this time when people can travel overseas, they want to try to acquire talent from Vietnam. They would like to test the market. So can they hire Vietnamese right now to work virtually, because they can be anywhere now that, you know, you can't go out. What is the best way to do it? Is there actually laws around this at the moment? Or yeah, the best advice would be go through an offshoring company, or they could just, you know, sign an agreement between them as, you know, if you have, I think Dr. Le shared different types of contracts there. Or is it just going to be a service agreement or things like that? So maybe you guys could share what is the best practice.
Well, if I may, I think I also agree with Mr. Dung about the opportunity to work remotely. Physically, there is no problem. The labor law, however, they anticipate the scenario of Vietnamese employer hiring foreign employee, but they for the foreign employer, they only anticipate the rep office hiring Vietnamese employee. The rest, they have to set up a company or a branch, but it doesn't mean that you cannot. Yes, you can. There's many ways to do that. If you want to set up a company, the most simple, I mean, if you want to hire a Vietnamese employee, the most simple way is to ask the Vietnamese employee to set up a company himself, and he employ himself, and then you pay the company. So that's the most simple way. Or you can have a Vietnamese company that hire a bunch of Vietnamese people, and you pay the service to the Vietnamese company for that purpose. So the Vietnamese company become a vehicle to employ Vietnamese people, whereas and to receive the money from a foreign truly employer. So that might work as well. So I don't know if that's answer to your question.
Sure, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Gilbert, perhaps you could share your perspective also to the three questions that, if you could answer any, or how did you go about it? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think in terms of the government scene, I think would be, you know, best for the previous speakers to comment, and they have commented on it. So at least from my side, generally speaking, from an entrepreneurial circle, I think the government is pretty open in developing the IT scene in Vietnam. They recognize that the IT sector contributes a significant amount and growing amount to their GDP, and will be, you know, will be very important in the coming years, especially with COVID. So remote working, remote IT development will be huge. I think in recent years they have stipulated certain sector. Like for example, in Da Nang, like in recent years, they have said that, oh, that area is going to grow. They're going to invest in a high-tech Da Nang city, where Da Nang is a coastal city in the middle of Vietnam, and it's right now. I guess there's still a lot of untapped potential. Whereas in Ho Chi Minh City, you know, everybody's there. It gets too crowded. You know, so I guess, you know, the government is looking at all these like untapped land parcels, cities that they feel that they can build smart cities around it. So generally, number one would be yes. How's the training import process for used IT equipment? To be honest, I don't have much knowledge in this. I don't deal in training and import process, so I can't really comment too much. Can we operate within a residential place instead of office space? Yeah, I think you could operate, but officially, if you want to register, then you can't use a residential space. You would need a proper office space for official working.
So
But if you
in
want to
Vietnam, they
operate,
don't have things like Soho, right? They call it
Soho.
Soho flats, Soho apartments, like
Oh yes,
half
we have. That
apartment,
is
half
called
office. You
office
do?
style. Yeah.
Yeah, we have office style.
Oh,
Yes, that's correct. We have office style.
that's
In fact,
allowed. Okay.
I've used the office style as well in I think last year or so. They have such arrangement. But usually for like web bootstrap or like cash strap, we usually just start from like residential like garage or something if you have one. Then we work in a cafe. So there's a lot of cafes in Vietnam, and usually the entrepreneurs will just stick out there. Yeah.
I see. So for three of you, this question would be, okay, what is the recommended company registration in Singapore to enjoy as much benefits from our government? I believe Terrence's question is about our local Singaporean government, because they do encourage us to set up overseas, right? So his question is, what's the recommended company registration type? So be it partnership with a Vietnamese local or a full foreign investor to come in as a foreign Singaporean business, right? Which is a better option. And reference of Singapore setup are like things like limited partnership, private limited, sole provider. So maybe you guys could share what is recommended. Yeah. Dr. Lei, any comments on this?
I'm reading the question. What is the recommended company registration in Singapore?
Registration type. Yeah, so
Oh, you mean
basically you're a
in
Singaporean
Vietnam?
company. So you're a
Yes.
Singaporean company, you want to set up in Vietnam. What is the best structure, right? In which
To get
a
benefits from the
setup would
government.
also benefit from Singapore government. I believe that is his question from Singapore government. Unless there's actually benefit from Vietnam that we don't know of, please feel free to share.
I think for tax benefit, I leave it to Mr. Dung to recommend. But in Vietnam, there is only for foreign investment to invest in Vietnam. There's only limited liability company or joint stock company. That means a shareholding company.
Okay.
So for limited partnership, is okay, but it's for Vietnamese people only, and sole proprietor is only for Vietnamese people. So only limited liability company and shareholding or joint stock company is open for foreign invested enterprise. What is recommended? If you want to set up you want to have a simple governance, then you use limited liability company. If you want to expand the business, issue share, listed, and so on, you set up a joint stock company. Yeah.
Okay, so
any funding support from the Vietnamese government?
The Vietnamese government support both. I mean, both types. I work for a big company like Nguyen refinery, billions of dollars, but they still limited liability company. Even bigger company like Petro Vietnam, they are one member limited liability company. But some small company can also be joint stock company. But of course, you have to have at least 3 shareholders. So in terms of benefit from the government, not much difference. For tax benefit, I leave it to you.
I see.
For comments. Yeah.
Actually, that I fully agree with Dr. Lei. I mean that that should make no difference regardless of the type of setup that you are going to do in Vietnam. I mean that from the Vietnamese side. I don't know how it is from the Singaporean side, but from the Vietnamese side, there should be no difference.
I see. Okay. Gilbert, any comments from your side as well? How did you set up? Yeah. How did you go about it? Yeah.
Yep. So basically, how I set up is I find a local partner, and then she actually helped me to set up the business in Vietnam. So we retain like 2 kind of operating entity, like Singapore side and Vietnamese side. So each of it.
It's also a LLP.
Sorry.
Also a limited liability.
For
LLP?
the Singapore side, it's a limited liability. That's right. Yeah, for Vietnam
Vietnam?
side, it's like I'm not too sure what's the Vietnamese the name for it, but it's like Công Ting, like a company arrangement, the small company arrangement. I think there's only one. There's not many like different company like registration format in Vietnam. Whereas for us, we have like limited liability, and then we have limited liability exam, things like that. So Vietnam is pretty standard for like a new company where you pay a fee of registration. Every year you have to pay a certain amount as well to maintain the company. But yeah, so is there any benefits? I guess for Singapore side would be more benefit, whereas like Enterprise Singapore would have various like like startup founders grant or things like that. If you're a first time founder and you haven't incorporated a company and you hold 30% of the company, then you can get 30K SGD as a grant paid out in 2 tranches. So that would be the usual first step for first time.
You call it the Startup SG?
Yeah, the Startup Founder Grant, Startup SG Founder Grant. There are also other grants out there. If depends on your technology. If you're very innovative, then you can get you can get like, I think it's very specialized grant that they grant you for in terms of millions. I'm not too sure on the name, but I heard of it.
Okay, great, fantastic. All right, so now, I mean, I'll also provide, I'll give all the attendees a chance to introduce yourself quickly, and also pose any quick questions. And those who could stay for for the upcoming networking, you could, right? So yeah, for the rest of you, do open up your videos right now, introduce yourself. Come on, show us your face, and you could start chatting already. Okay, so Daryl will open up all of your ask to start video for all of you, and you could unmute yourself as well. Okay, this is the time. You could join us in this quick introduction about what you do, your name, your company, and in case you have any question, this is your time. Okay, so all of you could start your video right now.
The question.
Yes.
Hi. So thank you very much, Renif and Dung and Gilbert and everyone for your great participation. I have another meeting in the next 30 minutes, so I have to grab lunch quickly and I run for the meeting.
Sure, no worries.
Thank you very much for your questions. I leave my email in chat, and if you have any questions, just feel free to email me or call me. Thank you so much.
Sure, no worries. Thank you so much, Dr. Le. Yeah, thank you. Take care. See you. All right, for the rest of you who are here, okay, we have more people. Can we have Fahana, are you in? Right? Yeah, okay. And then we've got Terence. And we've got the last one too. Okay, hi. All right, so thank you guys for joining us in this session. All right, so just before we begin with the introduction, to run for I don't know your lunch or things like that. Just a quick sharing before some of you need to go. And yeah, we have our upcoming virtual HR Global Innovation Festival, and it is on the 21st to 26th of September. Over here, it's the Future of Globalization and New Digital Age, and that is the QR code. Right, so feel free to join us. And those who really need to leave soon, yeah, if you'd like to reach out to us, feel free to do so. So this is our information. You could take a quick snapshot. So it's yeah, okay. All right, so Daryl will also share with you our Facebook page, in which you could also follow us so that you receive updates. And also this video is recorded, this discussion, and you could always go back to it. All right, so we'll take this opportunity to hear from, I know some of you are shy, you haven't opened up your video, but those who have, this is your chance to introduce yourself. So share with us your name, what you're currently doing, what company, all right, what business you're in, and if you have any questions that you would like to ask the speakers. All right, can we have first Mohammed Sulki Juman? Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mohammed Sulki from Mobi Studio, Singapore. We are in our business focus is digital signage content management service with the programmatic advertisement ad scheduler, which is is the latest technology that we have in the market for digital out of home screens and how you can run your screens without fully automatic, fully programmatic, linking up to ad servers and ad platforms.
Mm-hmm. I see. Any specific questions for the speakers that we could accumulate, right?
Yeah, but for
or
me,
if you need time.
Yeah, for me, it's like how can I go into the Vietnamese market? How can I? Who are the players there? I can talk with on digital signages or advertisement agencies there local that I will be interested to know.
Right. Okay. I see. So next, can we have Can Yao? Yeah, share with us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Hi. I work for FedEx. I plan the flight network. I also have a company, a Montessori school. So I'm interested, I think, especially with some of the COVID-related impact that we're seeing, and a lot of home-based learning. How we can transition or explore transitioning some of that back office work or home-based learning trainings. Is there any back office support that is possible in Vietnam, because in terms of cost, it's going to be a lot more competitive than Singapore.
Mm-hmm. I see. Okay. All right. So we'll take note of these questions. And next, can we have Ku from Zoho share with us a little bit about your background?
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I co-lead some of the marketing initiatives in the APAC region. So Zoho is a software company. I hope everybody can already know us. So some of our point products are like Zoho CRM, Zoho Workplace, Zoho Mail, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. Any specific questions that you would like to ask the speakers with regards to Vietnam?
Not really at the moment, but
Okay.
it gets more confusing after all the speakers have shared their topics. So I may also need some time to digest. Yeah. Thank you, speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Farhana as well. Hi, Farhana.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming for today's session. I guess this is the first webinar and cross-border networking targeted on the various countries, right? So probably I'm representing from SMCCI. So Hashtaqs is actually one of our SMCCI listed consultants who is working with us to create effective programs specifically for internationalization. So basically for internationalization is where we plan about going overseas, such as business mission, we have deal hunter programs, we have cross-border networking session like we have right here, which is virtual, but actually before COVID, we have a physical face-to-face kind of networking session between overseas delegates. So since we have to embrace the new norm. So this is the new norm. Yeah. So that's all that I can share with you all. Just to let you know that for overseas participants in this Zoom networking, in this networking session, we have this international membership, which is free for the first year. So it's best for you to join us and be part as part of our member, and probably you can benefit more from being part of us. We are still in discussion on what are the benefits that's available for our international members. Yeah.
Okay. Can I assume that all of you here are from Singapore? Is Suki from Singapore or
Yes.
Malaysia? Singapore. And Ken Yao is also from Singapore, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there are two questions, well, not exactly questions, I mean, to the attendees were sharing, like, what are some of the potential home-based training opportunities or opportunities for virtual signages? I mean, speakers, you have any thoughts on these? What are some of the trends or industry trends that you see in Vietnam at the moment that you could share with us that would be of interest? Yeah.
Yeah, at least for me, like so I run like offshoring hiring. So we serve clients of so many industries. Mainly, I guess in Vietnam, there's hot demand for their IT labor force, software developers, engineers, because in Singapore it's so difficult to hire good tech developers that's worth the salary. You know, in Vietnam, at least the salary makes a lot of sense for the work that they do, and they are really good developers. So I think one of the trend would be in the software industry. If you're starting a software business, even I would say hardware as well, they are pretty good. Even Apple recently, if you hear the news, they have decided to move their manufacturing operations, some of it to Vietnam as well. So the Vietnamese, generally, I would find that they are very technically, their technical core is very strong. Most of them, they study, you know, like science and math subject from pretty young age, and they excel at it as well. So if you are into the software industry side, definitely consider Vietnam. Other than that, the economy on a whole is moving up. So you're looking at Vietnam being like the China of 20 years ago or like 15 years ago, when they hit the inflection point of you know, going to a great great economic powerhouse. So we see a lot of spillover from the IT sector into other sector as well, you know, because you know, people there, they get more well off, they get you know, higher salary, they tend to spend more in the economy, which raise other sectors as well. So like digital signage, if you're in, I think it's good that you can explore in Vietnam. At least in Singapore, the market is too small. You know, 6.9 million at best. But in Vietnam, you're talking about 90 million population. So huge market size. I would definitely explore, you know, expanding to Vietnam. It's just the tough part would be the language. That would be the number one key obstacle. So to mitigate that, then you need to find a local partner. You need to find someone that knows the language, has been in the market well, and then try to get that person as your business partner or like co-founder.
I see. Okay. Understand, Zoom. You gotta leave soon, is it?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I have another meeting at 1:30. So I think that I have to leave now.
Vietnamese
So
time. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Vietnamese
Sure.
time.
No worries.
Vietnamese
No
time.
worries.
Sure.
No
Okay.
worries. Yeah, we'll get in
Sorry
touch
for
with
that.
you for any other questions. Yeah.
I know that there are some unanswered questions at the moment. So for that kind of question, so you can just send me an email or and I will respond it later. Yeah.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Nice to meet all of you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a nice working day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Thank you. Okay, so I think we'll have this mini networking over here instead of having breakout rooms. I think there are some people who are quite shy to show their faces, so we'll leave it to them. If the rest would like to prefer to chat, that's okay. All right, so thanks, Gilbert, for sharing those pointers about in terms of talent, the type of talent that they have in Vietnam, and also the industries. So at the moment, would you see Vietnam, I mean, you mentioned about how vast the market is. Would you see Vietnam as a market for more of B2B or B2C business opportunities?
Well, I guess because of the population size of 90 million, so it makes a lot of sense for B2C, where your technology could scale up to 90 times or like in terms of like Singapore is probably close to like 19 times or like 18 times the scale. So B2C on that premise would be would have a lot of potential. It's just there's a lot of competitors in recent years. Like in e-commerce, you have like players like Tiki, you have Sendo, you even have Shopee as well in the market. You have Lazada as well there. So it's again the kind of the same old story like here and there in terms of B2C. If there's opportunities, I guess there are people already there that are already setting up shop, especially the big MNCs, big funded startups. Grab is there as well. It's pretty huge. Gojek is there as well. You know, then there are small players as well that's in trying to do the P2P transport. You know, like B, there's a player called B there that's doing like something like Grab. But I think you can afford more competitors there than here because of the market size. So B2C space, I think that would be a key point that you can consider. Just watch out for competitors because everybody wants that big pie. And also in terms of pricing wise, then you can't price as much as here. Like for example, if let's say you were to price maybe a Grab trip of maybe $18 here, then there would be maybe could be up to like 20% discount from it. So maybe like $3 or $2. So things there are generally cheaper, but the cost of living will be cheaper as well. So your labor cost will be lower. So that's where I guess your profit margin is roughly the same. But you know, you still need to kind of attune to a lower pricing scheme than in Singapore. B2B wise, B2B depends on industry. I'm not too sure what industry that you're looking at. But I would say generally, level of competition will still be fierce. For some industries. Yep.
Okay. How about the rest of the attendees? Any other questions, or you know, would Keng Yao, you are in the B2C space? Would you sell directly more to the schools or to the individuals who might use e-learning solutions?
Yeah, actually, I wasn't thinking about that, but this discussion certainly has gotten me thinking how to go into the consumer market, because it's very big, and I'm sure with 90 million, there's going to be a huge opportunity for education. I'm sure some of the more well-off consumers would be looking for some of the Singapore branded education. Yeah, and that will definitely be something of interest. The concern would be from what was being shared earlier about some of the foreign ownership needing someone local. So really, it's going to be finding a trusted local partner to set up something. And it sounds like similar to Indonesia, where the local ownership must be like a certain percentage, and that's going to be the controlling share.
Gilbert, wouldn't the LLP resolve that? If they don't have to do a joint venture, right?
Yeah. Correct. So basically, for the company in Vietnam wise, I let my local partner actually take the majority share of it. She's someone that I trust, so it's fine. And then we have it all in writing as well. I think it's good that you have it in black and white, like in case something happens. But generally, you got to find someone trustworthy. You got to find someone that you know that you can trust on the company registration side. Else, if let's say if let's say you're selling to, if you're SaaS, right? You're selling to Vietnam. Then I don't think you need to really register a company there. I mean, it's you are kind of like a IT platform that people just register. People use Stripe or PayPal to pay on your website. Then perhaps there's not really a need to register there. So I guess you would register there if you have like an on-site operation or you hire someone there. But if you're purely selling from an IT SaaS platform, maybe like Zoho, right? I think Zoho probably wouldn't register in Vietnam, I guess. I'm not too sure because theirs is like a SaaS platform that they can sell to anyone anywhere in the world. So it doesn't make sense for them to register on all 180 plus countries in the world. So yeah, so do think of why you want to register there first before registering.
Yeah, maybe Gilbert, thanks for sharing. maybe I'm someone like you, you know, trying to find somebody I can trust in Vietnam to maybe hold the company. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kinga, you have already launched the solution, right? It's selling in Singapore?
No, it's actually not an IT company. It's a school. So I do have a school, but
Okay.
the idea was in light of all the recent changes to move that from physical to more online, because you know, never know when the next lockdown is coming. So when everyone is going to be all the children will be schooling from home, and it is a tremendous financial burden for the parents to pay for a full day school when actually they are mostly at home, and they're just getting that video link or online link with the teachers. So I do know that there's a lot of IT specialty in Vietnam, and then bringing that all that educational material online. So the other side of the coin would be bringing the school itself to expand into Vietnam. But as Gilbert was sharing, it is really key to have a very trusted local partner. Because I do have experience with something in Yogyakarta I started up, and the partner went AWOL. So that there's issues there. And I think the law doesn't protect you. I know in Indonesia it doesn't. So anything in terms of investments, the local partner has the upper hand. So I'm just wondering, is it the same in Vietnam, where, you know, if the partner that you are trusting suddenly decides, you know, I don't want to work with you anymore, and if they walk away, do the local laws protect you against that? Because I think the local laws would be very much skewed towards the locals and not the foreigners.
Yeah. Definitely, I think the local laws would be very skewed to the locals, for sure. So that's why, you know, when expanding to foreign countries, there's always some country risk that you need to accept in expanding, right? Because bigger market, bigger pool, increased risk of things like this happening. So it's all part of that risk reward game that you're factoring in. So end of the day, there are several like mitigation strategies: finding a local partner, writing down in legal contracts, finding a good lawyer if you have the money to do so, or else you need to find another way of expanding to that country. Perhaps not registering, you know, just in Singapore operating, but like I said, was doing a SaaS on that, like a risk avoidance strategy. So there's always a risk. There's no perfect solution that you can get. But yeah, I guess that's, you know, that's part of country expansion.
I think for a start, for businesses could also explore. I mean, for your site, because you've got digital solutions, so that's a good thing. So in a way, you could test out marketing, do some marketing activities, get some of the collaterals translated, and then sell into the market and see what's the response before you really officially set up there, I guess. You know, so I think there are opportunities, and you could leverage on like things like the MRE grants and things like that are available right now. Even the EG grants that could help you in terms of marketing and branding for overseas kind of expansion, right? I'm not sure if you know much about that, but if you like to know more, could connect with you to share more details.
Thank you.
Hi, Soki. So how about yourself? Soki Juman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's business this season? And yeah, you're looking at Vietnam as one of the key places.
Yes. Yeah. If you all know, I can see my background, this digital
Okay.
signage that you have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
Okay, this is one of the new product that we have, which we brought from Europe, and is the first such product in Asia. So we are trying to promote this in the region. Now we are starting in Singapore, and hopefully by the next few months we will be able to, you know, make contacts with people in Vietnam if they would like to have this kind of digital mobile media for advertisements, for brand brand or product launches or marketing, or even for advertisements.
I see.
It will be good.
Who will be your ideal customer then?
Event, like I say, any brands, products, good to work with advertising agencies in Vietnam, and they can use this together with their partners or maybe their clients to do campaigns, product launch. Maybe like Samsung want to launch a new product, and you can use this equipment to put a video there and walk on the streets and with music and with a very catchy video that people will get attracted to and engage the public. So this is, I can say this kind of this product is very new in Asia, first time. It has been used in Europe and US for the past maybe 1 or 2 years. You have seen some of this kind of media, but those are not so effective. So this one is really powerful, and it has built-in camera for to do what you call facial recognition, and you will know who is in front of the TV, who's walking, who are you talking to. All these are captured. Data is captured for the advertisers, and see whether how effective is their what they call is the advertisement on the streets.
I see. Interesting technology. So you could track the crowd who's watching the video as well. So it has a hidden camera.
Correct.
Okay. And you do the analytics. You do the video analytics of the audience.
Yes, this is all built into the system, so you can just generate the analytics. You can know how many people is standing in front of it, male, female, age. That will give the advertiser or the product for the brand or whoever who is advertising their what they call is campaign, to know who is their target market. So because nowadays in advertising, what media, the most important thing that they need to have is the analytics. Who is actually watching their advertisement, and how are they watching it? Are they engaged? Are they standing in front long? Are they just watching or pass by? So this is very important for them to create better advertisement, media, so to say. So, and also it's a cloud-based.
So I can imagine.
Yeah, it's also a cloud-based system whereby you can come in your advertisement automatically anytime. So like I say, you walk on the street, you see a girl, you are walking with one good example I like to make is that, you like say you are you and your wife or maybe your girlfriend going out on a birthday night out, and if you saw this thing on the street, you can actually approach us and say, hey, I would like to say happy birthday to my wife, or make happy birthday to my husband. You can actually do it on the spot and flash it on the screen immediately for you. That's how quick the advertisement platform is in terms of delivering the content on the screen.
I see. Can you imagine, Gilbert, in all the streets in Vietnam where you have a lot of motorcyclists?
Yeah.
Imagine they have all these.
I think you can try this. I haven't seen this yet in Vietnam, so I think if it's cool and nice, I think they are very welcoming.
Yeah, because this guy said this is the first time in Asia. So we already.
How much are you renting this?
I think for Singapore, we are looking about final end user. We are looking about 500 Sing dollars a day for the system, right? For a period of 8 hours. That means you can put few videos, different marketing videos inside there, and and you are not limited to maybe 1 or 2 videos. You can put 10, 20 videos for the whole day, different to catch people at different location. So it's a very versatile, and because it's digital, so and also it's cloud-based connected, so you can change. Like I say, oh, today I want to my target audience in this area is a older generation. Maybe I have a different video I need to play for these people. You can always immediately load it up and flash it on the screen, just in the flick of a finger. So that's digital.
Okay.
Well, it's too much for me to talk. Okay, just too excited about it.
A lot, huh? Okay, too exciting. You can share the link with us, and then maybe we could check it out on the website. Just to know, in which of the other markets, I mean, besides the Vietnamese market, which are the markets you're expanding to, so that we know how to curate our content subsequently, and also arrange some of the internationalization programs, after COVID is over. Those who are not on screen, please feel free to type in. Those who are on screen, share with me what are the other countries that you're looking at. Yeah,
Renee,
so okay, besides...
Renee, I got to
Yeah.
run. So thanks for hosting.
Sure.
And, if anything, I left my
Sure, no worries.
there, and then you guys can contact me as well. All
Can
right.
do.
Bye-bye.
All right, we've come to the end as well. No worries. Okay, thank you, Gilbert. Yeah.
Maybe
All right,
I'll
so
just
Ping Yao and then the rest. Perhaps which countries are you looking at?
for me, it's basically for this product is full of all the ASEAN countries, because we really just got the full distributorship licensing. So for the 10 ASEAN countries.
Okay. Oh, the 10 ASEAN countries. Okay.
Yeah.
How about Kenya? Which other countries?
Yeah, the whole of Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Myanmar, Philippines, Brunei. So all the 10 nations, ASEAN nations within the region, we are the so to say license holder for this product. Yeah.
I see. How about Kenya? Which countries are important to you?
Haven't thought about it. Anywhere can make money.
Haven't thought of it.
Yeah, anywhere.
Oh, anywhere I can make money, we'll go, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
good, okay. So next segment is anywhere, right? Anywhere in Asia.
Yeah.
Then we get
Yeah.
people
What's
from
stopping
different
us?
countries to come and
I guess
share.
it's nothing stopping us.
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay. The sky is the limit. All right, we'll do. So we've come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much for attending. And do like our Facebook page if you'd like to receive updates on upcoming events. I'd like to review the video as well. Thanks everyone, and let's keep in touch. I'll see all of you again. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Take care.